Join me making a inside out lantern that turned to be a lantern from hell. Started exactly like you do any inside out project, 4 pieces, and then you do the inside and then you do the outside. And of course I used at this stage, I used the paper trick that you glue it on a paper and then it's easier to split it. That will be the vase that I'm going to put inside the lantern. You saw me doing previous project 1 inside out, and I'm going to do with a smaller one. I try to do a smaller one, and let's see how this one is going to look. Now, I'm starting with a cut that will give me the depthness of the where I have to machine it, and that will be the depthness of this project, because I use the half a size of the lantern and I'll take it from there, and then I'll start machining it. And this time I learned from the previous one, I'm not going to cut it to the neck, I'm going to drill it later. We're getting close to the first problem, and that was boom, the whole thing split and opened, and I don't know why, because I left it enough time to dry, but maybe I put too much pressure on it. Okay, so let's glue it again. This time I put a bigger piece of duct tape, checking again if it's alright. And now what I'm going to do is, just to make it easier, I'm going to sandpaper it all the way to 400, and then I will put Yorkshire grid, and it will be basically what will happen will be that the inside will be finished. So I can split it and move for the outside. I was very careful not to go into the sides because I need to glue it over there. And of course, like I done last time, I'm marking everything so it will be easier to put it together. So I'm not going to get confused, and split it, and then I will glue it again on the other side. I tried to be clever, and I tried to make it quicker, and I use super glue. I don't think it was a good idea. And my next project on inside out, if I'll do another one, it will be definitely, I'll do it on normal with wood glue and not with super glue. This is a part of my design. I wanted to have 2 bases, one on top, one at the bottom, 2 bases of this lantern, and it will look like it's got a square one with the lantern inside, just as a design. Because it's so close, I have to use a detailing tool to get to the corners and to finish the illusion of the round that it sits on a square, on a base. And I think that I managed. And on the sides, on the flat side, I'm using a big a big sandpaper, and in the middle, much easier, so I'm not going to damage my fingers from the waves. Then I'm using the help of the drill. I'm turning it around, and I was in two minds. Do I use a parting tool to cut, because this part of this base is a little bit too wide? So I said, shall I use a wood saw? And I said, it's all right, I'll use the parting tool. Big mistake. I didn't realize the pressure that I'm going to put this piece of wood, and I paid for that dearly very quickly. The pressure that was on this piece was too big for it to hold, and it broke off. And now I have to make a decision: dustpan, not dustpan, firewood, not firewood. And I decided to change a little bit my design and add another feature to this design of mine. And I drilled 4 holes. I drilled a hole in every corner of the wood, the top and the bottom. In a minute, you will see why I designed it this way. Why did I change the design and I added those holes? You will see in a second. Sorry, but I glued the base to it, and I didn't realize that it was off camera. Of course, I glued it with super glue, and now you will see why did I make those holes. And I made them so I can put dolls inside, and that will be a support so it will not break off later. What do I mean by that? It will be glued in, so the bottom can't come off where I fixed it with super glue, because it will be holded by those 2 pins. I hope you like this idea. And now, because I just finished the whole project and I put the dolls in, I can't actually get to the wood and do a complete polish and finish. So I decided I'm going to use some resin, and I'm going to paint resin on top of it, and it will give it the shine. And again, it's a mistake. The next morning, you will see now, when I came out and when I took it out, and I discovered that what happened was that the resin lifted up some of the grains, like the hair, like the dog's hair when it gets upset, and so it goes up. So I had to flat it down slightly with the sandpaper. It didn't come 100%, but it looks okay. And now you're going to ask yourself, what do I do with that now? Give me a few seconds and you'll see I think it's a clever idea. I like it, and it works for me. Basically what I've done is I made a spring, and the spring will sit inside the vessel. In the bottle I've got oil, lighting oil, put it inside, and I've got the wig for the candle. Put it in and wait for it, and here it is. It comes out. That's how you see it at night in the dark. I like it. I saved it. It looks nice. It will be a very nice ornament on my balcony when there is the mosquitoes, and with the citronella oil, it will be a mosquito repellent, a nice one, unique, like it very much. Managed to save it, managed to fix it. I'm happy with it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much again for joining me at my channel. Don't forget to put some comments at the bottom. Subscribe if you're new. And I will see you on my next video. Boom.